gorgeous Tauruses. Welcome to my channel. My name is Bella, and how I work is I work with the help of my spirit guides. That's how I do all of my readings. This is your general love horoscope for May 2018. Doing this live, so anything could happen. But most of you know, when I do my pre-records, I do them in one take anyway, so this is no different. All right. So if you are happening to watch this live, or perhaps you're watching this on repeat, do say hey, hi, and hello. I do love to hear from you in the comment section. So, what is it that my guides want you to know about the energies and the challenges, or how you're going to navigate through this month? Well, they say it a little bit like this. They're saying for a lot of Tauruses, you have been observing your love life, observing somebody in particular. They're basically saying here that you have been, particularly in the last month, so in April, you've been watching, keeping things to yourself, biding your time before you make a decision. And in May, you will make a decision, because you're not liking what you're seeing. For some of you, it's making you anxious, uncertain, and nobody wants to be in a connection where they feel a sense of uncertainty, or be waiting on somebody where it gives you a sense of uncertainty too. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are, but mainly I have to say you will have somebody in mind, particularly for who I'm talking about. Sorry, my guys, I said for some of you it's more than one person. So whatever it is you've been observing in April, you are going to make a decision about. And I have to say, it feels like you do it in the first week, definitely by the second week, but in the first week, most certainly, you're swift, if not, like you want to, like I feel like you've built up something with somebody. So this will definitely relate to people who've had a long relationship, or have been waiting perhaps for somebody for a long time. You tear things down. You are not happy about the situation, the circumstances, the uncertainty, and you make a judgment call. Basically, you have clarity of mind, and you think to yourself, you know, it's that clarity of moment when you tell yourself, I just can't do this anymore. That I just can't. I just cannot do this anymore. And I don't want to see myself feeling like this in a year's time, let alone 5 or 10 years' time. And so something has to happen. I need to do something about it. So you basically take control, but you don't do it just because you're reacting to something. You've been thinking about this for a while. You have been observing, waiting, hoping that things are going to change, and they haven't. Not to the way that you've been liking them to. And so you take control and you change it. But I have to say, whatever it is that however it is you do it, it does feel like it erupts. It causes shock, it causes upset. I think probably because the other person maybe is taking you for granted, or the situation between you for granted, and wasn't expecting you to do what you're going to do. Particularly if that person has been playing around with your feelings in terms of, I'm coming back, I'm not coming back, I will, I won't be, not making decisions themselves because they kind of think that they're taking you for granted and that you're just suddenly going to wait for them. You're going to surprise the heck. It's not even a case of you just like, well, I'm just going to quietly, you know, bow out out of the wings and just go quietly. It feels like you do it spectacularly. It kind of feels, from the way it's being shown, that you're kind of like, well, what the heck? I don't care anymore. In a strange way, you are admired by many people, so friends particularly that you tell. In a strange way, you blow that other person's mind a little bit, because it is not what they're expecting. It is a welcome shock, I think, because no matter what I say next, and no matter what your personal decision is after this, whether it is a definite ending for you, you both will learn, but particularly the other person will learn about their responsibility in connections, and so on and so forth, if that makes sense. I do get here, I have to say, there is a huge sense of relief for a lot of you Tauruses that you make this decision, because I get here you celebrating your newfound you, your new independence. I don't get that worry, that anxiety that you had is no longer there, because actually you've made a decision that you're not going to allow it to be there anymore. And so you, I have to say, Taurus, are coming across as being happily single-minded, if not happy to be single. Happy to be that place, and all the potential and all the possibilities of what that brings. and that you will not be deceived anymore by anybody, old or new. You're empowered. I do get here that whoever you've done this with, because they are so shocked about it, they will not bow out quietly. There is further interactions between you and them as they try to resolve this. But because you become such a powerful observer, you are the watcher in the woods, basically. You've been in the shadows watching them, and they've not been noticing that you've been watching them, and you've become powerfully aware of them and what they are and what they do, and any manipulation tactics. That actually it doesn't work with you. If it's gonna work with you, they have to be authentic. But I have to say, I guess it's coming from a place of desperation. So I guess there's something to be flattered about by it. But you see through their attempts to try to deceive you around what it is they will give you a promise. If you don't want to talk anymore, you want action, and they would have to do that action pretty darn quick, and to also do something quite spectacular in order for it to be. In order for it to gain any favour, and then even then you wouldn't trust it until a certain amount of time had gone by. I get you guys feeling so much more empowered because you just see the truth. You see the truth in the connection that you have, and it super empowers you. It will be your decision after this month, or even during this month, about whether you decide, because I do get here the other person that will not go away quietly. They will want to fix it. You have definitely shook them up like a lot, which is good, because what it tells you is that you did have more meaning than perhaps they were taking you for granted for. So there's something to work, but it will 100% be your decision, Taurus, because I get a lot of you are rather going to enjoy being single. If I'm being honest with you, this is not a negative read. This is an empowering read for you guys, so you know that you don't need to have another person to define you. And that if you have another person that you invite in your life, that they have to give you certainty, just as you would give them certainty, and you don't want drama, chaos, or weirdness. You're just not into it anymore. That's how it's coming across. And it's super empowering you, because it just means, what are all the other possibilities? What are all the other possibilities because of this new kind of radar that you have? Because it will be, not only have you learnt what this person's about and that you won't put up with it anymore, there is nobody who can come towards you in the same way, because your little radar will go off. Do you understand? It just wouldn't happen like that. I just get here that you are left with some choices, definitely, and I'm not going to lie, for some of you it will pull on the heart and it will be confusing, but overall you will find your way through it, because it is, without sounding over the top, it's going to be your way or the highway, basically. And so the sense of empowerment in a healthy way, not a negative way, is only good for you and the direction, because the only reason this has come about is because the other person, to put it mildly, was taking you for granted and you wasn't having it anymore. So that's the direction, or the challenges, that my guides are saying that you will have to navigate as you go through this month, which is about using what you have observed whilst you have been waiting in the wings, while you've been watching from the woods with this person and they didn't realise you were noticing everything. You know, for some of you this will be also that you've been watching their behaviour in terms of when they come home, when they don't come in, you know, who they've been calling, who they've not been calling, that they thought you wasn't paying attention to. You have been watching them. You have gathered all the evidence, and you let them and you let them know about it beginning of the month. Then you transition, then you're empowered, then it's your decision making. How you decide will be up to you, but you have certainly been shown that you're the one that is in control of your destiny. And I super hope that's been helpful for you guys today. An empowering month for you all. Take care. Bye.